Hello, everyone. So I'm back today with an academic director chat, and I'm joined live here in Brattleboro, all the way from Cameroon, with the academic director of our Cameroon Development and Social Change Program. Christiane, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Ayan, of course. So as she said, my name is Christiane Magnido. Magnido is my family name. I'm the academic director of the Cameroon program, and I've been doing this job for 10 years. Before joining SIT, I used to work for Peace Corps training, and I worked for them for 5 years. Yeah. My academic interest focus on economic and development.
Well, thank you very much for taking some time today. I know during the semester the academic directors are very busy, so we'll jump right into this right now. So,
Thank you. It's a
do you,
pleasure.
do you want to go into a little bit more about yourself and your role here at SIT for prospective students who are watching?
Sure, definitely. So as the academic director of the program, I have, I think I have three main roles. The first is to develop and implement the academic curriculum. And I do that with the support of university lecturers and development professional workers. The second is to facilitate students' cultural integration in the community. And the third is to hire, assign roles, and supervise the program staff. And we do all of this to make sure that students have a positive, the ultimate goal basically is for students to have a positive, rich, and deep learning experience while on the program.
Excellent. So, my next question for you is SIT has many programs in Africa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what makes SIT Cameroon and your program there unique?
That's a good question. So I think what makes the Cameroon program unique first is the fact that students who come to our program can learn French. Learning French in a developing country, and we offer French courses from the novice to the superior level. So students who basically do not speak French at all can come to our program, and students who have a very high level of fluency can also come, and we have appropriate levels for each of them. Students that are interested in studying development in a developing country, I think Cameroon is a perfect place to do that. If you are also interested in studying cultures and learning about specific case studies of different communities, looking at how they are transitioning or how they are affected by globalization and westernization, I think this is the program to come to. And something that's very particular and unique to the Cameroonian program also is the fact that we integrate Cameroonian students, university students in the program. So they take courses alongside our students from the US and are entirely part of the program.
That sounds absolutely fascinating. So let's dig a little deeper here. And what are the benefits of studying development and social change in the context of Cameroon and there in West Central Africa?
Yeah, yeah. At first, I think I want to mention the position of Africa. Just because we have access to the sea. So a lot of neighboring countries use Cameroon's port to import foreign goods to their country. I also want to mention, I think, the recent refugee crisis with violence in Nigeria and the Central African Republic. We've seen an increase of refugees in Cameroon because the country is seen as people, neighboring countries look at Cameroon as a very welcoming country. So they tend to come here in search of peace, in search of stability, in search of better job opportunities. And I maybe want to mention also, just to reinforce that, the fact that the U.S. Embassy in Cameroon is it serves as an umbrella to most of the other embassies in the region, in the Central African region. So it plays a very, central I also, if I can move on to the next point, I think the triple colonial heritage of the country plays a big role into the dynamics, the current dynamics, and our position in development. We were colonized by the Germans and later on by by France and by Britain. And today in Cameroon, there is this sort of search or very strong search for national identity, for an identity that is purely Cameroonian and not so much, French and British and German. So when students come to this program, they are able to see how issues of identity for countries that have been colonized manifest daily. In addition to that, you have all the economic ties, political ties that come with colonization, all the issues that are named as neocolonialism today. When students stay in our homestays, when they live in communities, they see that daily, and the programming and to learn as much as possible. The last thing I want to mention is the diversity of the country. Most people that learn about Cameroon, read about Cameroon, I think the first thing that would pop up when you Google Cameroon is the fact that it's Africa in miniature. And by that, we are talking about the diversity of languages, the diversity of ethnicities. We have about 250 ethnic groups in Cameroon, each speaking a specific language. And climate-wise, the climate would range from the desert to the tropical rainforest in a country that is just the size of California. So it's amazing to see the differences that happen in such a small location.
I
Yeah,
did not know that Cameroon was only the size of California. I assumed
it
because of
is.
such the diversity that I had learned
Yeah,
about that it's really big.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
I'm going to be on the next plane to come and visit
Okay.
you. Okay.
You should.
So, um, I'm going to ask you here to be really specific about our
Okay.
Cameroon Development and Social Change Program. If you could
Okay.
name one aspect of the program as the most
Yeah.
exciting aspect for students, what would that be?
That's interesting. Okay. Only one. Uh, if you can allow me to name three, because honestly, each student would say something that may differ with the other,
I'll
but
allow for
every
three.
comment. Okay, a recurrent comment that I see is program excursions. I think students have really love the excursions because they allow them to see what we discuss in class, what they read in books, articles that we share with them. It's the real life. We make sure that for each of the module that we teach, we have a field-based component that allows students to immerse themselves into the environment that would facilitate that learning. And students value that. It's been one of the things that is much appreciated by students. I would also name, I think recently there's been a grown interest and, positive comments for the participation of Cameroonian students, just because they serve, I think, as an easy bridge into the culture, into the community, a safety also gate for students. So I see a lot of strong relationships developing between our students coming from the US and our Cameroonian students. Lastly, I would say I want to mention the optional that allows them, in addition to following the academic curriculum, they are also discovering some of the main national parks, beaches, rainforests of the country. Yeah.
Again, I'm getting on the next plane to come and enroll in your program. So now, as we near the end of this interview, I wanted to ask if you would want the students to take away one thing from studying in Cameroon, what would that be?
Okay. Okay. I actually have two things. And if you allow me to say the two, I think the first is, I think when students leave in general, my objective is that they try to push themselves, dive into the community as much as possible and open themselves to their minds, themselves to differences, different perspectives. So when students leave this program, I think they leave with a much deep appreciation of communal life. The other thing that they take away is a much nuanced understanding of development and its intersection with culture. They can't find, or they don't find solutions to the questions that they come with, but I think they find enough substantial informations they come better.
All right. Well, on that note, I want to thank you again for taking some time out of your day and
My
doing
pleasure.
doing this with me. It's always great to hear live from the field, and I hope to see you soon in person.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you.
All right. You have a good rest of your afternoon then.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.